First off, Brendan, how does it feel to have a man sitting next to you, all signed, sealed, and ready for the season?
Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. We had a wonderful time working together at Leicester, and it was clear what we needed after Joe leaving, and that was someone who is at the very highest level, who's a competitor, who's a winner, and obviously can really support and help this young group of players. And there's nobody better than Kasper for that. So I'm absolutely delighted. I'm delighted for him that he's going to get the Celtic experience, which is a really incredible experience because it's such a massive club, Celtic, but a real family, small family inside it. So yeah, I'm delighted he's here.
Obviously, you've signed 2 goalkeepers in the window so far as well. But obviously, look, I know you're working on other deals, I'm sure, to come in. But there's a lot of speculation around Matt O'Reilly. Is there anything to update, and how desperate are you to keep him in the club?
No, there's no update. We're fairly relaxed. You see him in the game the other night. He's working very well, very focused. And naturally, when you're a really good player, and especially a young player who's as committed and professional as he is, then he's going to obviously acquire attention. But he's working so well, and there's nothing really to report on him.
Kasper, how does it feel to be a Celtic player?
Yeah, it feels great. Yeah, absolutely buzzing to be here, to be fair. Once I spoke to the boss, then it was exactly what I wanted. It was everything I've been looking for. So yeah, just really happy now to be here, and just can't wait to get started.
You haven't had much rest, have you?
No, but that's football these days, isn't it? And yeah, season's not far away now, so we got to get going.
Brendan, how is the squad all shaping up, and fitness and all that kind of thing?
Yeah, I've been really, really pleased. I think that just step by step, the players are getting to a really, really good level. We've travelled out to here, worked very, very hard last week, and put in a really good performance in all aspects of what we wanted from in the DC United game. So we've got young players that are here that are being inspired by our senior professionals, which is so important, because talent needs role models, and at this club here we've got senior players that are absolutely great role models for our younger players. So some of them have the opportunity to play. The other guys are getting fitter as we grow and as the days go by, and these 2 games now are great games for us. They just take the level and the intensity up. So it's gone very, very well.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Do we have someone else who would like to ask?
Yes, I was just wondering, what do you hope to gain from this U.S. tour, the 3 matches you're scheduled to play?
Well, I think from a football perspective, the games are all different games. Clearly, we're in pre-season, so the idea around this time is to arrive in the first game of your season in a really physically good position. So we're getting out of it, certainly at this moment, what we want, and I'm pretty sure we will do in the next couple of games. I think technically and tactically, we're looking at some new ideas that we can bring into our season. So that'll be nice over these next couple of games to observe that. And I think overall the brand of Celtic, taking Celtic to America where it hasn't been for a number of years. Celtic, as I said, it's a worldwide institution with so many Irish American people out here, and just Celtic supporters in general in America. So to give that opportunity to take the club to here, to meet the supporters, then that's equally as important for us.
Have you interacted with many of the fans here supporting your team?
Yeah, we've seen quite a lot in around the hotels, and obviously it's nice that they have the open session this evening, which will be great. So it's Celtic fan base and support base is very, very passionate. And in Washington, it was great. We had lots of supporters there at the game and around the hotel, and yeah, it was really, really nice. And some of them have made a massive effort to come to the games. Driving for 10 hours and flying up from Houston and hiring cars to go to all the games. So it's been really nice to share their stories.
Hi, Brendan. Just back on Matt O'Reilly. Obviously, there's talk about bids coming in from here, there, and everywhere at the moment. Is there a sense that the club and yourself that there's no financial pressure or obligation to to sell, Matt, at this point in time? Is it a case of maximising the asset as well?
Yeah, listen, I think we all understand, the people that are close to Celtic understand that the model that Celtic works. Matt's been at the club for 3 years. He's developed into the player that he has. He knows the privilege it is to play for Celtic. And of course, naturally how it works is the players get that opportunity to move on. Now, Celtic is a club where you can move on, but you don't have to. And it's a very difficult club to move on from. But naturally, with the wages that are on offer for players, then that makes it a real challenge for Celtic to compete at that level. But what I've seen with Matt is that he's a first-class professional. Kasper knows him well as well, having been in the early stages of his Denmark career as well. And he will tell you also he's a really, really humble guy. He's very devoted to his profession, and he knows what he has here. So we're all quite relaxed with it. Every player has a value, we know that, but we see him as a really important player for us, and whilst he is here, we'll continue to develop him and help him improve.
For both of you guys, just curious, what are your impressions of North Carolina so far, and what are you looking forward to most about playing in University of North Carolina Stadium?
Well, from the manager's perspective, obviously we've travelled up to here. The hotel that we're staying in and the complex is absolutely beautiful. The connection with Michael Jordan, of course, is a really special one, and we all know that history. So that's really, really special as well. And obviously coming to here to train, we're really looking forward to it. So yeah, different to Washington, but we come to here, and I think most of the players, we've all been out for a walk, and yeah, it's a beautiful place to be.
Would you mind answering as well?
Yeah, I can only really echo that. I mean, yeah, we haven't been here for long, but what we have seen has been really nice. Great facilities. Just coming in today, good pitch, and yeah, we're looking forward to seeing the fans. We're looking forward to the game, and yeah, for me personally, it's going to be my first training session with the team, so I'm really looking forward to that.
And hopefully the weather stays.
Yeah.
Hopefully the weather warning that we all got stays away.
And just one follow-up for you, and since you're new, a probably better question for Coach. People around here in the Raleigh area think of rivalries, UNC, Duke versus NC State, big college town. So how would you describe kind of the rivalry with Manchester City, if there is one?
What, Celtic and Manchester City? Yeah, there's no rivalry, no. there's no rivalry. It's just a fantastic game for us to play. There's a friendship there between both clubs that has been there for many years. Kasper started at Manchester City, so it's a really special game for him as well. But no, I think for us it'll be great to see Pep, having worked against him in the Premier League, and but most importantly for us, it's our fifth game in our preparation phase, and we'll be working very hard to get everything out of it what we need to.
Hello, Coach.
Hi.
The Latino community is really big in this area, and too many from Honduras. And Luis Palma, our player from Honduras, will be playing tomorrow in this game.
Yes, he will be involved. Lots of the players will get involved. I feel the Honduran population must be about 100 million, because we're in Washington, we had so many supporters there as well, and outside the stadium. So now Louis loved his time at Celtic. He's done very well in his first year. It's always difficult to adapt, especially he was coming into a more intense game, coming to the British game. But he settled in very well, and he'll be looking to progress even further this season.
Do we have any more questions?
Coach, for a lot of people, tomorrow may be their first introduction to high-level soccer or European soccer. For a lot of kids, maybe even the introduction to the sport. Can you recall your first introduction to soccer, or maybe a game or a moment that has led you here today?
Not really. No, I can't off the top of my head. I just know that I think when I was younger, my parents had said to me, all they ever knew me was to kick the ball. I don't really remember it, but certainly when I was young, and then when I see pictures of myself, I'd always had the ball. So I think I've always been in love with the game. It's always been a passion, and from being a youngster, that has followed right through to 51 years of age now, and I've never really seen it as a job. It's something that I've loved, and I've been so lucky in my life to work in this profession, and I enjoy every single day of it.
Right. Kasper, was there any moment for you that you can recall at all, or no?
Well, to be honest, the first place I went from when I was born in the hospital was a football stadium. I didn't go home first, so football's been in my blood basically since the day I was born. Yeah, my father obviously played professionally until I was 15. So football has existed for me always, and a bit like the boss said, I've been in love with the game ever since I remember. It's been my whole life. I've played it since the day I was born, and I'm still hungry, still love every minute of it.
Thank you.
Kasper, you said this was your first training session with your new team. How difficult is it for a goalkeeper to get behind a new defense, new mates like that?
To be fair, they've made it really easy to integrate. I've been here for a couple of days now, and we've had some travelling, and I've tried to integrate myself into the team. And to be fair, football players we're quite easy to get along with usually. So we enjoy the same kind of things. We have some games on the bus and stuff like that we play, and I get myself involved in that. But from the footballing point of view, I'm lucky that I've worked with the boss before, and I know his style, his principles, and so it's not completely foreign to me.
Is there any more questions from anyone else?
First off, Kasper, welcome to Celtic. My question for you is, what is the biggest challenge for you personally, either on or off the field, coming into a new league and a brand new team?
Well, I think the biggest challenge is always making sure that you perform. That's what I'm here to do. I'm brought here to do a job and to be the best I can be for the team, to help this team keep winning, keep progressing. It's a new kind of experience for me in the sense that I'm coming into a team that has a huge history of winning, and that hasn't been something I've done too many times in my life. So in that sense, I'm really looking forward to the challenge of coming into a club that's used to excellence, that's used to having the highest of standards, and that's the kind of thing I usually thrive on. So I'm looking forward to being a part of that.
Thank you. And Brendan, my question for you is, this sport is growing massively here in this country, and it has been almost day by day, especially with the World Cup coming in 2 years. What is the biggest change you have personally seen in this country for this sport from 10 years ago when you were here managing, Liverpool to now?
Yeah, and even before that, I was here as a young coach when I was developing. I just think the tactical level of the players, the understanding of the game, I think it was back many years ago when I was here as a young coach, it was the beginnings really. But I think now the level of the coaching, I've met some American coaches on my journey who they work so hard at the game. They've so much passion for the sport. I know speaking to Troy the other night at DC United, and I can tell how much he's invested into his life as a football coach. So I think that passion, that work ethic then spreads to the players, and we've seen so many fantastic players from the US of A, and so it's not a surprise the size of the nation, the sport and excellence that is here in many sports, and that will spread to football for sure. And it's absolutely brilliant to be over here and to feel it, and I'm pretty sure it will continue to grow and evolve.